Welcome back to Faces and Places. This week's guest is Vanessa, and here's our host, Sandra.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our web chat, Faces and Places Across the United States. My name is Sandra, and I'll be your host. Today, I'll be talking with our guest, Vanessa. Welcome to our chat, Vanessa.
Hi, thank you.
It's so wonderful to have you here in our American English at State Facebook page.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming this morning. We are so delighted that you have joined us for this web chat. Before we begin, let's ask our audience and our viewers, where are they joining us from? Please let us know in the comments box. Vanessa, thanks again for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you now?
I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I work as an assistant professor of TESOL, which basically means teaching English to speakers of other languages at Nevada State College. But I am originally born and raised in Puerto Rico, from Puerto Rico.
Wow, so we have a few things that we're going to ask you today about Nevada and Puerto Rico. So I know that there is a famous city in Nevada, which is Las Vegas. And, I know that it's well known all over the world. Are you close to Las Vegas? Are you in Las Vegas?
I am very close. I am just 15 minutes away from the Strip.
Oh, wow. Excellent. So let's talk about the weather before we begin. I know a few people have asked us if we can tell us a little bit about the weather and how is the weather like in Nevada. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the weather in Nevada varies a lot, but personally in Las Vegas, right now, since we are living in the desert, it is very hot. It is around 105 degrees or 41 Celsius.
Wow, that is pretty hot.
It is very hot.
Yeah, I'm in Washington, D.C., as you know, and the weather here has been pretty warm lately. So 95 degrees and very humid. So it is very, very hot right now. Let's see if we have some people who are joining us from different countries today. We have Yvette Carter saying hello from Panama. We have Fatima Zara saying hello from Morocco. We have Itamar Brazan from Cuba, Brazil. We have David from Congo. And we have Levana from Kazakhstan. So we have people from all over the world. We also have the American Center is joining us from Guinea. And we are also seeing people from Thurgood Marshall. So we have people from everywhere watching us today, Vanessa.
That's awesome. Welcome, y'all.
Yeah, so let's get started with some questions. We wanted to talk to you about being a professor. You shared with us earlier that you're a professor and you're a teacher. So can you tell us a little bit about why did you choose to become a teacher?
I chose to become a teacher because I loved working with students. And I also was very privileged to have a great model of a teacher in high school that really inspired me to pursue that career. So that's why I ended up following it. And I also love working with students and with other teachers and collaborating. And those are great skills to have when you're a teacher.
Yes, I think you shared with us a few pictures of something that you do, which is professional development. And, what is that? What do you do and what calls you to do that every day?
Yeah, so as part of my work as a professor in Nevada State College, I like to work a lot with high school teachers. So I do PD, which means professional development. I visit teachers at schools. I do different sessions. I give presentations to them, just giving them and sharing different strategies and research so that they can teach English to their students in a more efficient way.
Very nice. We have a few pictures of you giving professional development and also going to conferences and presenting. Is that something that you do as part of your job?
I do. I go to conferences about 2 or 3 a year. I think it's very important because as teachers, we're also students. So we want to be able to share our knowledge and we want to be able to share from learn from others.
Very nice. Earlier, we saw a quick picture, quick snap of you being graduating from the university. Can you tell us about your graduation and what it meant to you and your family?
Yes, this was such a great experience. I studied at the University of Texas in San Antonio, and I did my doctorate degree there. I focused on working with bilingual students and bilingual schools and teachers. And this was a very important moment for me. This picture was actually taken by my mom, who flew all the way from Puerto Rico to come with me and be there with my graduation in Texas. And yeah, it was a great moment for me.
Very nice. So now being a teacher can be challenging at times, but it's very rewarding. Can you tell us experience that you have had or what is the most rewarding thing about your work?
One of the most rewarding things about my work is seeing my own students succeed and acknowledging that they're able to complete their goals. And just seeing that moment from when they need my help to moving to do things more independently and to gain that confidence that they need and that they have to be able to accomplish what they want to do.
Yes, and that's true. And you help people learn English. And a lot of our audience members and our viewers on this Facebook page are learning English. So, what recommendations do you have for somebody who wants to practice more English, learn more, and being able to be more fluent?
Of course, there's many things that we can do independently, especially now since a lot of us are, spending more time in our homes. But some of the things that I recommend to do is to always engage in different types of reading. I personally grew up reading Harry Potter. I loved all those books. I started reading them in Spanish, which is my native language, and then gradually moved to reading them in English. So finding books that are also bilingual is a great way to start practicing the language. And also the American English website has a lot of resources that you can look and start practicing. And finally, I highly recommend that you find communities in your neighborhood, that are looking to practice the language as well. So for example, when I was in Peru, there were different conversational English clubs that were free to the public. There were also meetups where we would meet up at different places or restaurants or parks to go and practice the language.
That is true. We have a lot of resources in our website, and also we have the American Centers and the American Corners in a lot of different places that also host parties. And also, if you want to practice more listening skills, you can watch our show every other Tuesday. So let's talk a little bit about living in Puerto Rico. So tell me about Puerto Rico. I know it's an island, and I know people oftentimes think that it's not part of the United States, but it is. So tell us a little bit about living there and what it's like to grow up in an island.
Growing up in an island is wonderful. Puerto Rico is amazing. Like you mentioned, we are an island in the Caribbean. Even though we're small, we're very mighty. This is a picture in my hometown of Aguadilla. And growing up there, it's very similar to growing up in a lot of Latin American, just like any other Latin American country. We speak Spanish. We're just a community of people that are very together. Growing there was very different too. My high school was right by the beach, and there was it was a great experience. Yeah.
Well, that is beautiful. It's very colorful. And
There's lots of communities like that all over the island. It's very
yeah, I'm sure it makes it for great pictures like that one that you have there.
yeah.
So we have some questions from our audience and our viewers. Some of them have been submitted before, and some are here today writing some questions. So I would like to start with Danielle Amhed is asking, do you know why Nevada's name is Nevada?
Well, Nevada in Spanish means snow, and Nevada has Sierra Mountains, which are capped with snow a lot of the time of the year. So, and that's why the name comes from there.
Very nice. So thank you, Danielle, for your question. Also, Danielle has a question about what are some famous people from Nevada, some famous personality?
famous personalities. So I know of one of the people that grew up in Nevada. He wasn't born here in Nevada, but grew up here, and he has strong ties to Las Vegas. It's Jimmy Kimmel. He has a pretty famous show right now. And I know you also found some other famous people, if you want to share those.
I did. I found Andrea Gassi. He is a very famous former tennis player, and also we have one of the actresses from Hunger Games, Jenna Malone, was also born in Nevada. Okay, so we have let's see, we have Hannah Lighty is asking, what is the capital of Nevada?
The capital of Nevada is Carson City, and this is in the north, close to Reno.
It's interesting because many people think the biggest city will be the capital, but it's not the case.
No, it's not, and that's not the case in Florida either.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And also, Hannah Nalali had a question. What is the spoken language?
In Nevada, we speak English is the main language, followed by Spanish, and then Tagalog.
Oh, Tagalog too. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so we have Ibrahim Goma is asking, what is your favorite dish from Nevada? What's something that you like to eat there?
I love, well, other than Puerto Rican food, which I think is amazing, a dish that is very common here is actually Asian food. It's pretty popular in Nevada, so we have lots of great Asian influences, such as pho or ramen. I love all of that.
Oh, that sounds really yummy. Okay, we have Luis Enrique is asking, what did you see is the most difficult thing for Portuguese speakers to learn English?
I think that's a good question. I think we have to also look at what are some of the good benefits that you bring from Portuguese to English. So for example, you have the same written letters and structures, so that's a good thing that you're bringing into the language. And something that can be difficult could be knowing that some of the languages change that structure of where nouns go and objectives go. But other than that, it just takes practice and it takes exposure to English as well.
Yes, that's true. And we have one more question about related to English and learning English from Kiara Garcia is asking, did you encounter language or speech anxiety while you were learning English?
I think it's something normal that a lot of people do encounter. I did, of course, go through that. Fortunately, and then, even to this day, I think I have an accent, but I embrace it because it is part of my identity. And I think it's something that we all need to start embracing and be proud of. So yes, at the beginning I did, but then with feeling more confident by practicing more with my other peers really helps.
That's true. I'm with you there. And we have a question about improving English pronunciation. So we have Haiman Mo asking, what can you do to improve your pronunciation skills?
I think things that you can do have to do with listening more. You can start listening to, for example, radio. You can listen to videos like this and try to get that exposure and practice with other people. But again, I really want to stress that point that the pronunciation shouldn't be the most important factor, and it should always be embraced with respect and admiration towards your identity as a multilingual person.
Yes, I think it's very important to keep practicing every day. And it's just practice makes perfect. So the more you practice, the better you are at it. We have another very interesting question from Mohammed Abdel Salam is asking, what do you think is the future of learning now that we are with COVID-19 in your view? What do you think will happen with the future of learning?
Yeah, well, for example, here in Las Vegas, in our school district, Clark County School District, is moving towards more hybrid schooling at the moment. So we're seeing a lot more, with the hybrid, you see English, language instruction happening in the home, online, and in the classroom. So we as teachers need to start preparing our materials so that we're able to have that switch from online to in person for the time being.
Yes, definitely. I think that's something we'll see throughout the world, but that was a really good question. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, this is the last question. I think it's a beautiful question. Yulduz Normurodova is asking, what inspires you the most?
There's many things that inspire me, and my career inspires me. My pets inspire me. My family inspires me. My partner does as well. So there's many things that keep us and that keep me moving forward. And especially when it comes to my career, it inspires me to always be able to reach more people. And my students are the biggest inspiration as well.
Yes, and I think you have given us a lot of things to be inspired by you, what you have done, what you have accomplished. It's great that we've been able to talk to you about this today. And, I want to thank you for sharing everything about what you have done. But there's one more thing I had a picture of you have shared with me. Let's see if we can get it up there. You did something really fun, which is, let me see, goat yoga.
Yes, I love goat yoga.
Let's see if we can get the picture. We'll see if we can get it. But tell us a little bit about that experience. Oh, here we go. There's the picture. So tell us
Yeah.
what happened.
Those are all my colleagues at Nevada State, so I'm sure they're going to love that I'm sharing this picture. But we were all doing goat yoga, which is basically you practice yoga around goats because goats are beautiful creatures.
Yes, very nice. Oh my goodness. I just saw one more question that I need to ask because I think it will be very inspirational. Gabriel Hernandez is asking, how can I teach English as a second language efficiently? Sometimes I really struggle to do this. So tell us one thing that Gabriel can do to teach English successfully.
I think one of the things that, for me, one of the key takeaways, especially when we're teaching English as a foreign language in another country, is that the language can sometimes be a little foreign, right? So students might not be able to make those connections with their own identity and their own culture. So I always try to find English materials or try to accommodate those materials to resemble the reality of the students. So for example, finding text in English that are culturally relevant to your students can really make them make a stronger connection and be more inspired to want to learn the language.
That's a really good strategy. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Believe it or not, our time is up. We have really enjoyed having you here with us today, learning about Puerto Rico and learning about Nevada at the same time and learning about your career. It's been very inspirational. So we thank you so much for being here with us today.
And thank you for having me.
We hope all our audience continues to engage with your ideas, asking us questions. We'll try to get to them as soon as possible. And don't forget to check out our amazing resources to help you practice English. We talked a lot about that today. You can change our Facebook page. You can check our YouTube channel and our website, americanenglish.state.gov, that has tons of resources and activities for you. So thank you again, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks for our next session of Faces to Faces across the United States. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.